Okay, we're going to create a robot project for the robot to escape from the maze, and pretty sure it's going to go more smoothly than it did this morning. So I'm in the new project window here. We're going to take the default for the SDK, go to next. We only have one template, so that's the one we're going to use. And we're going to call this Maze Escape 3. And as you may guess, I've already done a 1 and a 2. So let's finish up here. And so this is the window we get. And we're going to go over to the left side here, click on Source. I want to add an enumeration. And what I was doing wrong this morning was I was going to File, and I should just be going to Java class here. And if I was paying attention, I would have seen that we have choice here. It's not necessarily a class that we're making. We can also make an interface, an enumeration, or an annotation. And we're going to call this direction. I'm sorry. Direction is an enumeration. So go ahead and hit enter, and it gives us the shell. Let's go and right click over here and do new and Java class. And this time it's going to be an interface, and this is going to be the maze interface. Go ahead, hit enter. And let's go over here, right click again, and do new Java class again. We're going to do another interface. This is going to be our robot interface. Okay, and now we need to fill in some code here. So we need to flip over to the home page, and we've got 3 files here that we can just copy and paste. So let's go to our direction enumeration. They've already done the first 2 lines for us, and they've done the closing curly brackets, so we just need the stuff after that. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to flip over here, go to my direction enumeration. See the little E up there for enumeration? And we're going to paste that in. And by the way, doing it the way I did it this afternoon as opposed to the way I did it this morning automatically gets this up here. It adds to your project and everything, and it generally makes our life a lot easier. So I also want to get my maze interface code. Let's go back over to our browser, hit the back arrow, click on the maze interface link here. And we have, again, we've got the first 2 lines and the closing curly brackets, so we just need the middle part. Flip over, and this one was the maze interface. Paste it in. And now let's go to the robot interface, and let's flip back over again to our browser. Hit the back arrow. Robot interface. Again, we've got the first 2 lines and the closing curly bracket. Let's copy all of this. Paste it in. Okay. And it looks like I got off by a line here. I got my curly bracket on the wrong side. So let's put that back in. And now, no red wavy lines. Now, I also need to create a maze class and a robot class. So let's go back over here, right click and choose new, Java class. This time we're going to choose class, and we're going to do maze and hit enter, and it gives us the shell for the maze class. And we're going to tell it that the maze implements the maze interface. Okay, now it's given us an error because it's not implementing the methods that we said we would if we're implementing a maze interface. But here's kind of a cool thing. We can go over here, click on the down arrow, and tell it to implement the methods for us. Now, it doesn't know what the methods are supposed to do, but it can give us a shell. So we're going to select all 4 of them, click on OK, and we get a shell here. And so we just saved ourselves a lot of typing. We have to put the code in here to figure out if there's a wall ahead. This overrides business is optional, I think. If it wasn't, so don't worry about it. If it wasn't there, you'd still be able to compile your program. And what is not here is a constructor. Okay, public maze, and I think you're supposed to pass in a file name, and then I'll let you worry about the rest of it. Okay, and then we have the robot class. Let's go over here and right click and tell we want a new Java class, and we're going to call this one robot. Hit enter. Tell it that it implements the robot interface. And we're going to get the same error. Let's go here, click on the down arrow, and tell it to implement the methods. And we'll take all 6 of them, and it'll give us a shell function for each one of those. We also need a constructor, so it's going to be public. The name's going to be the same as the class. And we said we're going to pass in an integer in a row and a integer for the column, and a direction. Okay, and I'm only putting that in. Now you're going to have to write all the code, but I'm putting that in so that we can go create a main program over here. Let's go back to main. And so you're going to have to write some code here to test your class, and that means testing all of the functions that are in your class. So we're going to have to create a maze. M equals new maze, and it wants me to pass in a file name, and I'll just put in a dummy for right now, put my semicolon on the end. We need a robot. Gotta spell robot the right way. And we said we would pass in a row. I'm going to do just zeros for these. And direction, this is how you get a direction value. You type the name of the enumeration and then a dot, and it will give you the choices here. And we want these ones that have the little kind of orange or tan icon next to them. And we said the robot's going to start off facing north, so we're going to have to do that. And apparently I forgot a comma back here, so let's go back and put the comma in. And so now we've got a maze, we've got a robot. Now what you need to do is write some instructions down here that manipulate M and R and thoroughly test all the functions in the robot class and the maze class.